Ladies and gentlemen, I come before you today to repent for my sins, because in the past, I said that Rogue was a mediocre character. I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Like, even saying that now, like, totally pains me. So after the patch, because Storm got nerfed, like, so much, and they're possibly gonna kind of bring her up to what she was before the patch, but kind of shortly after the patch, I was like, you know what, Storm's just doing nothing at the moment, and I got Rogue earlier that day, and I was like, well, let me just hop over to the prestige calculator, and I worked out the Rogue actually had like quite a bit higher prestige as a 4-star than my 5-star Storm. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna rank up Rogue, just to have a bit of a play around with her, because we got a few rank up and rank down tickets to mess around with. And oh my god, I have absolutely fallen in love with this character. She is so much fun to play. She has so many different kind of strategies and ways that you can play her, and a lot of very interesting utility and stuff that she can do. So let's talk about some of the stuff that makes Rogue a pretty good champion. So the first thing is her passive, is she has a decreased duration of all debuffs on her by 70%. So that's any debuff that you can think of, whether a poison or bleed, anything that has a duration is 70% shorter, which means that she recovers from stuff really quickly, and is genuinely like really helpful while while certain stuff bleed and poison immune champions are better. It's good for dealing with stuff like, like Iceman's Cold Snap at the moment. But the problem is at the moment block proficiency is a little bit screwed up, especially when it comes to some of the characters that didn't have great block proficiency before, like Rogue. So she just gets wrecked, and I haven't managed to land a decent kill on that. But after block proficiency is finished, well, we're gonna have some fun takedowns of Iceman with Rogue. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, that's the first thing, guys. That is the kind of icing on the cake there. Then the special attack one, so it has kind of two components to it. It can replicate one of the opponent's active buffs, and the opponent cannot activate that buff as long as Rogue holds them, and you maintain this buff as long as you keep touching the opponent, which touching the opponent basically means even if you're hitting into them while they're blocking, that's still classified as touching, but you need to play very aggressively to actually keep this up. I think one of my favorite synergies for this is like any champion that has Fury, like especially like Crossbones. You can absolutely wreck him just by stealing his Fury and then gaining significantly more damage from that. Now, also on the special attack one, she's a lifesteal, which deals a certain amount of energy damage, which I believe is 100% based on your attack. Even though it doesn't say that anymore, I believe it's based on your attack. I think it's like 50% of your attack, if I'm correct on that. Might be a little bit more than that, and you're healed for 100% of the life stolen there. Now, this is increased, like, for example, when you're fighting a Crossbones, and if you steal the Fury, you'll be able to see when you use it, your next special one, if you still got it active, it's going to go up by quite a bit. And also, if you have synergies that increase your damage output, that's going to also increase the lifesteal by quite a bit. So I think when it comes to Act 5, there's one node in particular called Flare, which increases your attack by 300%, but also causes you to take degeneration damage. So I just have this theory when Act 5 comes out, that if you put Rogue on that node, like every lifesteal is going to be at least 3,000, and the critical ones are going to be about 9,000, because at the moment it's about like average, like just over 1,000, and the critical ones over 3,000, and that's her signature ability, Psych Absorption, which basically grants every life or power steal has an additional chance to be like a super critical, which will like triple the amount. So that's a very good signature ability as well. It doesn't really define the champion, but it's a really nice bonus to have. So the special attack 2, it doesn't read very well. The special attack 2 says 100% chance to hit per hit, power steal, taking 9% of their power as your own. But this is if you get a couple of crits, you are pretty much at 2 bars of power again. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And this deals like a really nice chunk of damage as well. So special attack 2 is pretty solid. And then finally you got the special attack 3, which has 100% chance to power steal, taking 27% of their power as your own. So it's a very similar power steal to the special 2. However, it will also activate one buff per type that was replicated during the fight. And buffs stay active as long as Rogue keeps touching the opponent. So I think there's maybe some potential interesting using synergies with champions that might regenerate to maybe getting like additional regen back there. So yeah, I haven't really like played around with kind of the special free like reactivating some of the buffs that you previously stole. But it seems like there's some interesting stuff that you could do with it. So overall, like, she has a heal, she has reduced debuff duration, she has a power steal, she has a buff steal as well. So I think there's a lot of really, really cool and useful stuff that Rogue could do. As well as that, you know, she's the highest 4-star outside of like Archangel, Psylocke, and Iceman, which I believe will surpass her. She's currently the highest 4-star mutant that's currently in the premium hero crystals, even higher than Cable actually. And in my opinion, she's quite a bit better than Cable in terms of her utility. So yeah, seems like a really, really solid character. But anyway, let me show off some Rogue gameplay, guys. We're going to go into the event quest. We're going to go into the Tier 4 Expert Proving Grounds. And we're going to go for the most difficult path there. So we're going to use the full X-Men crit team synergy. Rogue synergies aren't really that good. She's got some stuff for like Miss Marvel and Gambit, but it's not really too useful. I found the most effective team is just, again, still the old standard X-Men team. So I'm going to see, actually, we're fighting an Awakened Venom Pool first, so I'm not too sure if there are going to be any buffs here to steal if we'll get the opportunity to do that. Just realized as well, fighting, I actually haven't fought too much on Marvel Contest of Champions today, so hopefully we're pretty good, guys. Hopefully we don't screw up too much. Right, we're gonna go in for the level 2 though. Kind of missed out the timing there. Right, let's fire off the level 2. As you can see, like we just fired off that level 2, straight back to a level 2 again. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, Rogue is, despite failing a little bit at the start, she was still pretty badass there. Well, not at the start, toward the end, I guess. Okay, so we have Wolverine up next. Now, we should actually directly be able to steal his regeneration, and then hopefully prevent him from using it at all. Like, hopefully on the next fight. So let's see if we can get that done. So he's got his regen up. Let's see if we can get to level 1 while he still has it up. Right, we're gonna have to, are we gonna bait a level 1? Not really too fussed about that, I guess. Right, so let's just keep on attacking. And again, we're like healing for an absolute ton here. While, I'd be interested to see. I think it'd be a little bit tricky, but I think you could do Realm of Legends Wolverine with Rogue. You'd have to play like super, super aggressively. There'd be very, very little margin for error. But as well, you know, a very important thing about the buff is while you have it active, they can't gain it. So it's pretty good. Right, we have an Electro here, so let's kind of try and see if we can like accommodate for, you know, quite a bit of the lost health with the lifesteal here. Just gonna try and bait his level 1 as much as I can because I find that the easiest way to deal with an Electro. Or are we just going to keep going? Right, let's use a level 1 there. So we got, I think that was a critical lifesteal there. It's pretty decent, you know, we got like 2,004, just under 200,400 health there. I think also with boosts as well, because you can get like 20% additional attack and health via that. Pretty easy to get boost, and then you've got like the 10 and 15% attack ones. So, with the Flare Node in Act 5, again, like, this is all purely, like, speculation at the moment, but I think Rogue is going to be such a, like, sick, overpowered champion for kind of most of those quests in Act 5. Hopefully, not a lot of them have tech opponents, but I guess for tech as well, we also ranked up Superior Iron Man, so any tech opponents, we can just use him, and he should be pretty good for that. What did we steal? We stole his crit buff. Okay, that's pretty great. Again, once you get quite an aggressive strategy going on, and once you're used to like being in the melee and parrying and pounding into kind of a blocking defender, it ain't that bad. Right, next up we have Hulk. So we should be able to steal like quite a big Fury there. What's the standard Fury? Gives him quite a bit of additional attack. So if we can steal that, that should allow us to heal for substantially more. So I think we saw on Cyclops it was just under 800, right? With no Fury. No, just trying to bait the level 2 here. Because, you know, if we get smacked by Hulk, especially in his current state, we get smacked by Hulk. You know what, I'm gonna go in, hopefully we get some critical power drains. Power steal, should I say? Right, we couldn't keep the Fury tempo up there just because we had to, oh no! Yeah, we had to bait that level 2. So we didn't get a good opportunity to test there. But I think against Hulk, you know, potentially some interesting stuff there. I'll need to do like a bit more of a specific compilation for how you can potentially use the lifesteal on Rogue. I think that would be interesting to watch. Like, do a bit of in-depth experimenting. So I think Hulk's definitely one of those matchups where if you got the lifesteal at the right time and managed to maintain some decent tempo, I think there's some cool stuff you can do. Right, we're just going to heal up on Ant-Man. Yeah, let's give that a go. I wonder what happens if... Does he glancing the luck? Can he glancing the lifesteal? Is that going to gimp our healing a bit? Okay, so he didn't glance that one. Oh, this Ant-Man bug is so weird. I can't wait till that one gets fixed. Just froze off the timing. We haven't failed yet, but occasionally... Oh, we did. We did that time. Got a little bit wrecked. There we go. Ant-Man's down. Got a bit of a... well, is it going to be a slightly tricky match? We got Star-Lord up next. He's not really a great matchup for Rogue. He does do Fury, but because he's a tech character, means we can't steal the Fury. But I think I see Agent Venom as the final boss. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Can't love good old Agent Venom. He's still my Marvel Contest of Champions kryptonite. Like, he wrecks me quite a bit. So hopefully we're not in too much trouble when it comes to fighting him. And hopefully we can get some critical life steals and power drains. Another decent combo that you can do is, you know, just use the level 2. Oh, we're back to another level 2 again. Sometimes if you don't get, like, at least 2 crits, then you just back to level 1 and a bit. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think for maybe optimum damage... Well, optimum damage, if you want, like, max damage, it's probably, like, just... Oh, no, it's crossbones! That's so much better. Okay, that is a million times better, hands down. Right, okay, we're not going to use a health potion. I was like, should we top up? No, guys, we're going to play on the edge. So hopefully I can show you here how decent Rogue is against crossbones when you can steal his Fury and then completely deprive him of ever using it again. Right, let's wait for him to use a level 1 because he'll get a Fury stack from that. Do we steal the Fury? Oh, we get both of them. Ah, we had to bait the level 1 there, so we lost the Fury. A little bit tragic. I just wish Replicate was like, needs to be like, what is it? Second longer? Something like that? A second or 2 seconds longer would be pretty sweet. Oh my gosh, did you see that crit lifesteal? That took us like all the way up. It's crazy good. Because yeah, when we're stealing, we're instantly getting the Fury and that's jacking it up. So yeah, pretty good. Like, I really, really like Rogue, and hopefully this video kind of, if you didn't know too much about her, showed you some of the really, really cool stuff that she can do. So, I just saw a symbiote Spider-Man out of the corner of the screen there. Be interesting to fight a symbiote Spider-Man. You just be able to take his evade buff and then have it forever, because your buffs don't have a duration when you steal them. They're all just based on, like, if you can continue hitting the enemy. But I guess that wouldn't be too useful, right? Because even if you do, like, have one slip up, you're pretty much going to lose it anyway. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about Rogue and some of the cool stuff she can do. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up. That'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.